outside. Opener, week 1.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it? You feeling that?
Yeah, I mean, it's here. It's nothing to wait for. The excitement that everybody's been waiting for, it's here, ready to go, ready to play some football.
How long does it feel like you have been waiting?
Feels like it's been forever, honestly. I mean, I remember the last game that I played, and, to be able to be back in a position to be able to play another football game is a blessing, and, I'm taking it, not taking it for advantage, not taking it for granted, and, just ready to go play some football, man.
JD, when you kind of knew you weren't playing, right, last year, what'd you do leading up to game week? Because obviously it's different when you know you're going to go out there and start a game and play.
Yeah.
What'd you do in those games last year when you weren't playing?
Yeah, I mean, still trying everything that I could to try to be able to get back on the field.
Sure.
I mean, that was week in and week out, being able to try to see if I could do something to be able to go play ball. But other than that, it was really just trying to be able to rehab, being able to try to come back as fast as possible.
Less about game plan and all of that then?
I mean, I was trying to stay in tune with it as much as possible. I mean, I'm still in the quarterback meetings.
Right.
I wasn't an outsider of anything.
Right.
But, when the team was practicing and I physically couldn't, I'd be in the training room trying to get as much treatment as I could to be able to get back out there. But once I was done with treatment, I'd go out to the field, go watch practice, just try to stay in tune as possible.
But now you're back doing what you do,
yeah,
breaking down film, watching it. I mean, that's got to feel like...
Man, back at it, man. I can't complain about that, man. It comes with the game, and, when you're excited to be able to be back playing football again, you take everything that comes with it.
You tweaked your back kind of heading into last year. When was the last time that you were this healthy, I guess, heading into a game?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. I don't really have a timetable on it. Last season I tweaked it during fall camp and still came back to be able to play in those games. And, I'm blessed to be able to say that I got the opportunity to play at all last year. So I can't really put a timetable on it at all, but I'm just 100% ready to go now.
How have you seen this group of receivers grow? I mean, you've grown up with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're all part of that 2020 class. We all came out early to be able to try to get some extra work in. And being able to see the amount of, the jumps that they've made over the years has been tremendous. And I would say that the receiver room that we have is definitely a group that has done a lot, has made a lot of astronomical plays when we're talking about on the field. And, I can't wait to be able to see what that next jump for them looks like.
What have you seen from Lindenwood so far on tape?
Yeah, I mean, I like to be able to see everything that they've done. I feel like they have the ability to run a few different coverages. I feel like they do some stunts with their defensive front. Their D-line has the ability to be able to get into the backfield if you're not 100% tuned in with the protection. And that's little things that we're just going to have to be able to stay focused on this week.
You got a new center. Does that feel weird after having Mike the last couple years?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, for me, I feel like Mike had the ability to be able to, if there was a new quarterback that came in, he's able to make all of the calls that you need to be able to keep the quarterback protected. But, with Bryce and Shane being able to come in, I feel like they've done a great job of being able to stay in communication with me, being able to stay tuned with, if I make this call, then they'll be able to see why I'm making that call. But for me, I feel like those two guys have done a great job of being able to make their own calls. If I don't make the right call, I feel like they're able to put me in the right position.
You guys practiced at Arrowhead yesterday. I know you were there for that photo shoot, however long ago that was, but what's it like to actually get to practice there on the field? It
felt great. I mean, I felt like I was an NFL quarterback out there, being able to make a lot of throws on an NFL field. It was a surreal moment for me. It was my first time being able to play football on an NFL field. I mean, shoulder pads, helmets, and being able to see my receivers go out there and make some plays, watching my running backs go out there and make some runs, definitely makes you excited for being able to play out there when the time comes.
How much do you feel like that experience will help you guys feel more comfortable when those games do come?
I feel like, being able to adjust to the NFL field is definitely something that, we needed. You don't want to be able to go out there on game day for the first time ever and be like, all right, let's go play some ball, especially when you're the home team. So I definitely feel like it's something that will help us down the line.
You won't face a better secondary than you face in fall camp, and iron sharpens iron. How has going against those veterans made you better and not allowing you to get away with anything?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about some NFL caliber DBs that I'm going against every single day. I feel like they're definitely, when you say iron sharpens iron, it's definitely there. Kobe Bryant flying all around everywhere. He's somebody who's going to try to he's gonna try to make me make the wrong decision. And you know, we joke about it a lot. And I tell Kobe like, bro, I know what you're trying to do. And he's like, yeah, I know. Go ahead and make the mistake. And when you talk about Melo, you know, he's somebody who's able to read routes very well. So you know, when we're talking about formation alignment, he sees all that little stuff, and it allows me to be able to like, okay, I see what you're trying to do, Melo, hop off of him. But then OJ and Marv are two safeties who are, you know, all over the field. OJ, sometimes you miss him. You don't even really see him in that certain area, and you see everybody else but him, and then he come out of nowhere when you throw the ball. So, you know, being able to go against that secondary definitely helps me a lot on the daily, because, you know, when we're going out there against other teams, I feel like I'm going to have the confidence to be able to say that my receivers are able to, you know, make plays.
Jalon, with Logan and Bryce switching with left and right, what have you seen from those guys?
Yeah, I mean, you know, to be able to see how hardworking Bryce is as an offensive lineman, you know, he was somebody who was a part of my class as well. And, you know, he used to be right tackle, and now he's playing switch to the left tackle, being able to play that, you know, well, being able to adjust, being able to see, you know, him. I mean, you're flipping everything that you do to a whole entire other side. I mean, you don't see me out here just throwing the ball left-handed. So I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing to do, but, you know, he's made the adjustment. He's made the improvement that he needs to make. And Logan Brown is somebody who's come in. You know, we've been waiting for him to play. He didn't get the opportunity to play last year, but, you know, I feel like he's been doing everything that he needs to do to be able to have a full head of steam going into game one.
What's this opener mean to this team?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, it's game one. You know, we're not looking too far ahead, and we're not looking at the past neither. So, you know, this is the first challenge that we have coming up. You know, we're not disrespecting any team that comes, and we're not going to disrespect any team that we have to go play. So, you know, we're going to respect every single team, you know, week in, week out. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. We're going to keep on preparing the same way that we do.
Is there a tone setter element to this? Do you guys want to go out and set a tone, or just win the game, or
We
what
want
is
to go
it?
out there and play football.
Yeah.
I mean, we're excited to be able to go out there and come back for the 2024 season. You know, it's a blessing to be able to come out here and play football again. So, you know, we're going to go in with the same plan that we have going in every single week, which is to be able to focus on that 1%. And, you know, we're going to go out there and play some football and just welcome Kansas football in the 2024 season.
Jalon, at what point do you actually start looking at Lindenwood?
I started looking at Lindenwood a while ago. If you want me to be honest, I started, you know, to peek at it a couple months back, but now it's Lindenwood week, so as soon as we're done with practice, like as soon as I'm done with lunch and the meeting and media right now, I'm going to be in here watching some film and breaking down everything that they do. I got the chance to be able to look at some third down things that they did earlier yesterday. So I feel like now that we're in game week, I'm going to focus on down and distance each day, third down situations, and basically just break down every single situation that I feel like we could be in when the game comes.
Is a couple months really pretty normal for you for an opener?
Absolutely. It's not nothing new for me. I mean, if you want me to be honest, I may have ended up looking ahead of the schedule even earlier than that before. So, I mean, for me, once I know the schedule, I know what I could look for. I try to look at little things such as if the defensive coordinator is new, if it's a new defensive scheme, because that's something that you have to be able to, you know before you get to that game week. You know, if they're switching stuff up early, this is game week. You know, I mean, this is game one. You don't have any film on them besides what they did prior to this season, and you know you kind of have to base what they're going to do this year off of last season. Lindenwood could come out and do something totally different than they did on film last year, and that's just something that you have to be prepared for. And I feel like fall camp and going against the different look that our defense gives us gave us the opportunity to be able to go out there and play freely and play ball when the game comes.
Hey, last year you had a couple of times where you went out, even with the jersey on, even warming up a little bit, out as a captain some, but this is different. Does it feel different going out for those games, kind of knowing how that felt versus running out, being the starter, knowing you're going to play, hype, all that stuff? I mean, it's got to be night and day, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. For me, I mean, I know the role that I have on this team. I know that I can't ever be too down. And I know I can't ever be too high up or too happy or too excited. So, you know, I'm definitely excited to be back on the field, excited to be able to say that I'm playing football this year. And, you know, I'm going to take it that way, but I wouldn't say it's too much of a difference because at the end of the day, I know that, you know, I have to be able to be a leader on this team, and I have to keep on going about it every single day the way that I do.
Did you still feel that rush last year, even in those
Oh,
games?
yeah. I mean,
Did you?
it's football.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at Bean like, Bean, let's go make some plays. So, I mean, you definitely feel that rush. You still feel the butterflies every single
Sure.
game, even if you're not playing,
Yeah.
because, you know, it's college football. It's a scene that, you know, you don't ever get to have when you're outside of college football. So, you know, I'm just going to enjoy it, you know, take every game by game, and just enjoy it that way.
Thanks, JD. Thanks,